Did you know that 60 million years ago, a snake the length of a school bus slithered through the swamps of South America, ruling its habitat with unmatched dominance? This was no ordinary snake, it was Titanoboa, the largest serpent to ever exist. But here's a question to make your skin crawl. What if it never really went extinct? Think about it. Vast, unexplored rainforests, murky swamps teeming with life, and a warming planet that could recreate the very conditions Titanoboa thrived in. Could this prehistoric predator still be lurking in the shadows of our modern world? And if it were, how would it change the delicate balance of today's ecosystems or even our way of life? The idea isn't as far-fetched as you might think. Scientists are discovering new species all the time, even in places we thought we knew well. Could Titanoboa be hiding in plain sight in the depths of a jungle so dense it has remained untouched for millennia? In this episode of Imagine If, we're diving headfirst into the world of the Titanoboa. Could it survive in the modern day? How would it affect ecosystems and, more importantly, us? And just how terrified should you be the next time you hear a rustling in the undergrowth? Let's find out. Titanoboa wasn't just Bidget, was a tank with scales. This snake had no venom, thank goodness, but it didn't need it. It killed by constriction, squeezing its prey so tightly that their organs simply gave up. Modern boas can generate pressure of around 90 pounds per square inch psi. Now multiply that by a factor of 10. Scientists estimate Titanoboa could apply over 400 cyanide to crush a crocodile like it was made of bubble wrap. Back in its day, Titanoboa reigned supreme in prehistoric swamps, munching on giant fish, crocodiles, and anything else unlucky enough to cross its path. Its size wasn't just for show, it was a product of its environment. The earth was much warmer back then, and warm-blooded animals like snakes could grow to enormous proportions. If Titanoboa survived to the modern day, it would likely thrive in hot, humid regions like the Amazon or Southeast Asia. And guess what? Climate change might just make the world cozy enough for its return. How's that for a terrifying silver lining? Let's be real. A 50-foot snake isn't just a problem, it's a crisis. Humans love to think we're at the top of the food chain, but one Titanoboa encounter would remind us how squishy and snackable we really are. Forget losing livestock, this thing could probably snack on an entire cow and still have room for dessert. In regions where Titanoboa lived, life as we know it would change. Farmers would need electric fences and probably anti-Titanoboa drones to keep their animals safe. Fishermen would think twice before venturing into swampy waters. And can you imagine camping? You'd wake up to find your tent and maybe yourself missing. Keep the curiosity alive. Hit that subscribe button, share this video, and let us know what would you do if Titanoboa still existed. Cities near its habitat might even develop entirely new industries, from snake-proof vehicles to Titanoboa insurance. On the black market, its skin would likely sell for a fortune, sparking a dangerous game of cat and mouse between poachers and conservationists. But honestly, would you want to hunt something that could hunt you back? Here's where things get interesting. Could a snake that size stay undetected? You might think not, but nature has a way of hiding its giants. After all, the colossal squid remained a legend until the 2000s, and new species are discovered in rainforests all the time. Dense, remote regions, like the Amazon or unexplored ocean trenches, could easily provide a hiding place for a Titanoboa or something just as terrifying. And here's a creepy thought. What if sightings of sea monsters or strange creatures in swamps weren't just folklore? Could they have been glimpses of Titanoboa, misidentified in the chaos of the moment? It's not such a stretch when you think about it. If a snake like that swam past you, would you calmly take a photo or scream and paddle in the opposite direction? If Titanoboa turned out to be alive, the scientific community would lose its collective mind. Herpetologists, ecologists, and paleontologists would swarm its habitat, scrambling to study it. How did it survive? Did it evolve over the millennia? Or did it find an untouched pocket of prehistoric paradise to hide in? Even better, its existence would ignite a frenzy of exploration. If Titanoboa made it, what else could be out there? Megalodon sharks? Giant ground sloths? The Loch Ness Monster? Suddenly, every cryptozoologist would have a field day, and funding for expeditions would skyrocket. Let's not underestimate how Titanoboa would mess with our heads. Humans have an innate fear of snakes, hardwired into our DNA from back when avoiding serpents was a matter of survival. Now amplify that fear to include a snake that could swallow you whole. Horror movies like Anaconda and Snakes on a Plane would pale in comparison to the real thing. In fact, Titanoboa's existence would probably inspire new genres of entertainment and a whole new generation of phobias. But at the same time, wouldn't it be thrilling? There's something undeniably exciting about the idea of a living relic from Earth's distant past. It's a reminder that our planet is still full of mysteries, and that life, in all its bizarre and terrifying forms, finds a way to endure. So, what if Titanoboa isn't extinct? It would completely change how we see the world and our place in it. From ecological chaos to scientific breakthroughs, this giant serpent would remind us that nature doesn't play by our rules. Whether we'd learn to coexist or simply run screaming into the hills is another question entirely. For now, though, the Titanoboa remains a legend of prehistory. Or does it? Next time you're near a swamp, pay close attention to the water's surface. That ripple you see? It might not be the wind.